Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, this is another now y'all see the I was just talking about the snake falling on a lady and her being attacked by a snake and a hawk at the same time. And how, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I've always thought of stuff like that, and it's always been a fear. And this thing with the airplanes, this has always been a fear as well, and this stuff is like really happening, y'all. Like it's like all of this stuff is, like what's going on with these airplanes? These airplanes are falling apart in mid-air and just all type of stuff. Like what's going on with these airplanes? So now here we go with something that just happened, y'all. Singapore Airlines Boeing 777 hit by severe turbulence, one dead, many injured. So, y'all, this is just crazy, y'all. So let me play this video from TMZ, and then I'm going to read the article, y'all. So, this is the video. So this is obviously the after effects of of the situation. So the people are obviously, this is after the plane has landed, I'm assuming, and they're just going back showing the after effects of what how bad the turbulence was. As we, if a person died, well, not necessarily, that doesn't mean that they had to have died from the turbulence, but we can see from this video right here, you know what I'm saying, how serious the turbulence was. Like this plane is all jacked up, y'all. So let me read this article, y'all. Let me put that on pause. Let me read this article. It says a Singapore Airlines plane took a 6,000-foot drop after running into some nasty turbulence, leaving one person dead and over 30 hurt. Wow. Okay, check out the clip. You can see the food and debris left behind after the Boeing 777-300 jet hit bad turbulence when flying to Singapore from London Tuesday, forcing it to make an emergency landing in Bangkok at 3:45 p.m. local time. Flight radar 24 tracking data showed the Boeing jet quickly dropping from around 37,000 feet to 31,000 feet in just 5 minutes while flying over the Andaman Sea about 11 hours into the flight. Okay, and I'll come back. I'll come back and play that, y'all. Okay, so, and I'm not even gonna try to. I ain't even gonna do all that. Y'all see the name right here. A student on board the flight told Reuters that, y'all know I'm buzzing, y'all. Hold on. Okay, a student on board the flight told Reuters the airline started tilting up and shaking before a sudden drop, sending those without seatbelts flying into the ceiling. Wow. Wow. He adds some people hit their heads so hard on the overhead baggage cabins they dented them, while others hit their heads on the lights and oxygen mask compartment, breaking straight through them. Local emergency crews from, I ain't even gonna do all that to try to pronounce that either, y'all. Hospital rushed to the scene to transfer injured people from the runway to get treatment. The airline said in a statement, Singapore Airlines offers its deepest condolences to the family of the. Hold on, y'all. I'm buzzing, y'all. Let me slow down. Okay, let me slow down. The airline said in a statement, Singapore Airlines offers its deepest condolences to the family of the deceased, who has not yet been identified. This is just the latest in a string of Boeing disasters since back in January. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna launch this gallery too in a minute. But that's what I'm talking about. I've been hearing things. I've been hearing, I've been hearing all of this, and they said that Boeing disasters dating back to January. And then speaking of Boeing, I wasn't up on this, but I it's making me think. I've seen a couple of things. I'm gonna look into those. I've seen a couple of things about a couple of, or at least one Boeing employee who passed, and their passing is questionable, because I think that it was said that he passed from one way, but a lot of other people look, and I actually think that he spoke out about things that were going on with Boeing. So yeah, so it's some suspicious stuff going on with them, and then come to find out this is Boeing as well. So let me read the rest of this, y'all. It says earlier this month, there was an airline in Senegal partially on fire with people scrambling for safety. A day earlier, a Boeing aircraft in Istanbul made a crash landing without its nose gear, creating a creating or y'all, oh my God, y'all hold up, y'all, creating a horrific scene. Y'all. Okay, yeah. I told y'all what I'm feeling like right now. So if y'all looked at a few of my videos, y'all know when I be buzzing, which is most of the time when I be making these videos, my reading might be all over the place. And I ain't going back doing all that and all of that. That's why I be having an article up here on the screen so y'all can read along with me if y'all want to. But 9 times out of 10, y'all already heard about this anyway before I even posted this video. So but if you didn't, and this is your first time hearing about it, like I said, the article is up on the screen, and I do that, so y'all can read along with me if y'all want to, because I told y'all I be all over the place. So yeah, y'all. So let me go back to that's kind of crazy with them to be playing with people's lives while they up in the air like that, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, that's always been one of my fears. One of my fears about getting in the airplane is either the airplane crashing or having to deal with the turbulence. Like I said, y'all, one of my fears about getting into an airplane, but I really didn't have back in what was that? I want to say 2016, I believe. Was my first time getting on an airplane. I got on an airplane, went on a trip with my mom to Chicago. We went to Chicago for the weekend. So I got on a plane ride from Chicago. I mean a plane ride from to Chicago. And y'all, I was so sick. I was actually excited to get on a plane. You know what I'm saying? I was actually excited to get on a plane, but then the motion sickness is what the motion sickness is what tore me up, because as soon as that plane, I got on the plane and everything with no problems, couldn't wait to get to Chicago. But everything about that day was, I was so exciting. Y'all, as soon as it started to move, I started to get nauseous. And from that point on, it was all downhill for me, y'all. So once the plane picked up speed, I just started getting even more sick. I just felt like, I'm thinking to myself, like, just, once we get up in the air and the plane levels off, then it should be smooth after that and that should be okay. But y'all, it was just, y'all, that trip right there to and from Chicago made me, and even to this day, I still don't want to get on a plane again. I still don't want to get on a plane again. If I'm traveling anywhere, if I can't travel there, in a in a car or on a train, I'm not, I'm not. I don't know. But I don't think just like I said, if I travel anywhere, if I can't do it in a vehicle or on a train, then I'm just not going. I'm just not going. A cruise is already out of the question. I wasn't really never pressed to do a cruise. But I didn't have an issue with airplanes. I didn't have an issue with airplanes, y'all, until that trip to Chicago. And y'all, I'm telling y'all, I was so sick. I was so sick by the time that plane landed in Chicago. I was half dead by the time. I thought they needed. I thought I was gonna need to go to the emergency room. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I'm so serious when I say that. I thought I needed to be in the emergency room. That's how sick I was. So I didn't know that, because just like I said, that was my first time catching a plane. So I didn't know that. And on the way back for the ride back home, which was, we only stayed the weekend. So I was told to go to CVS and get what was, I think it's called Dime Tap. I was told to go to CVS and to get some of those, and the next morning before we left before we got on the plane to take it. I mean, well, to take it an hour before we got on the plane. So I was still, and I'm telling y'all, that plane ride to Chicago made me so sick. I really wasn't well the whole trip. And it really pissed me off because one of the reasons why I was so pressed to go to Chicago was because I be hearing about Chicago food. I've been hearing about Chicago's food for a long time. So I was pressed to go to Chicago to taste their food. I love pizza too, y'all. I was pressed to go to Chicago to take to taste their deep dish pizza, and you know what I'm saying, a few other things that I was pressed to get to Chicago to taste, and I couldn't, y'all. So I took the Dime Tap, like I said, I think that's the name of it, y'all. But I took that an hour before the plane ride home, and it did help a little bit. I wasn't as sick as I was going to Chicago, but I was still sick. It was still like, get me off this plane. I was still sick. I wasn't as sick, but I was still sick. So that just kind of made it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even, I don't care. So I know a few people told me that what I should do is to take a short plane ride, and take a short plane ride just to see how I do with that. But it's just like I just got I'm just to the point with it that I'm not even pressed. I'm not even pressed. I'm not even pressed to play to even take the short plane ride to even see how that's going to make me feel, because I don't want to ever feel like I felt on that plane ride to and from Chicago. I don't ever want to feel like that. So I don't even care about I don't care. I don't have to get on the plane. I don't have to get on the plane. If I'm gonna be missing, going places and all of that because I don't want to get on the plane, I don't care. It just is what it is. And if it's not bothering me, then it shouldn't bother anybody else, because I be hating. You know what I'm saying? I tell people that and they just like, girl, you gonna be missing out on stuff because you don't want to get on the plane. You should try this and all of that. No, I'm not. I said what I said, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And if I just have to miss out on whatever because I don't want to get on the plane, it is what it is. And it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just that. So I can't imagine. And those plane rides, like we didn't experience any type of turbulence or anything. And I'm just imagining this. Like, if I was on that plane feeling the way that I was feeling, or if that had happened on the plane ride, any one of the plane rides to or from Chicago, any one of them, and turbulence happened like that, where we getting thrown all around and all of that, I'ma say for real, y'all, I probably would have died. I'm not even joking around when I say that I probably would have died, because when I was on the plane ride to Chicago was worse than the plane ride home, but both of them were terrible for me. But going to Chicago, once we got to the point where the air started popping, I was already so nauseous and my head was spinning, and I was, y'all, just think about the worst hangover you ever had. If you ever had a terrible hangover, just think of that hangover times 1,000. That's how I felt on that ride going on that plane ride going to Chicago. Like your worst hangover times 1,000. So that's how I was feeling, y'all. So once we got up into the air and it got to the point where my ears started popping, that made it like 100 times worse, because it was like knives were stabbing in my ears, like in both of my ears. It felt like knives were stabbing in my ears while I was feeling like I was just, you know what I'm saying, having the worst hangover ever. It was terrible, y'all. So imagining being thrown around all over the place while I was feeling like that. That's why I said I probably would have been, and I'm not joking when I said that, y'all. I probably would have been unalive by the time. I probably would have been. It would have been, you know what I'm saying. I would have been an unalive person. Yeah, y'all. So I don't, just like I said, I don't care, because now, at first, after going through that on that plane, like I said, back and forth going to Chicago, feeling like that, like I said, y'all, that made me make the decision that I don't care, I would never get on a plane ever again. And now seeing all of this stuff that's going on, like every time you turn around there's something going on with these airplanes. something going on with these airplanes. Not to even, you know what I'm saying, or not to forget to mention the ones that came up missing that they've never found, like even to this day. They, it's just, well, so we're being told, you know what I'm saying? So who knows? But I just, like I said, y'all, it's just stuff going on. Just like y'all saw in that thing, windows being blown out, and landing gear, and the airplane catching on fire, and you know what I'm saying? All this stuff, y'all. It's just too much. And then this is the latest thing when you got turbulence like that. But you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's just crazy, y'all. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in with that, because every time I see or hear about stuff going on with these airplanes, I just be thinking about the experience that I had going back and forth to Chicago. And there wasn't anything going on. It really was a smooth ride for everybody else, because I was the only one on there tripping. Like, I didn't even want to embarrass my mother or myself, but it got to the point where I got loud. I got loud on the plane, like yelling, like, please get me off of this plane. Like, I'm serious. Like, if I had a parachute on my back, they probably could have just opened up the door and pushed me out, and I could have just jumped out of the parachute, because at that point right there, y'all, I was so sick. I just wanted to just get off of that plane. I ain't even care. I just wanted to get off of it. So yeah, y'all. So anyway, like I said, RIP to the person who lost their life in that, in that terrible situation. But yeah, y'all, it's just all scary. It's just so much stuff going on. Every time you turn around, it's just so much stuff going on, y'all. So we can't do anything but pray and try to live our lives to the fullest, and you know what I'm saying? And that's just it, because it's, there's no telling when, where, how, you know what I'm saying? There's no telling, these are the days. So, y'all, thank y'all for watching my video. I'm out.